Are you stressed, depressed, and anxious? Then you need meditation. This is a Tibetan monk, and he meditates for hours every single day. And look how happy he is. What a great bloke. This is me, Joel Clifton, and I am by no means enlightened and definitely not always happy. But meditation is a part of my routine that has changed the way my brain functions on a daily basis. And today we're going to look at the 3 main ways that meditation can change your brain and how you can harness that to make your life better. Here is my incredibly scientific model of the brain, to scale and accurate. Today we're going to focus on this region here, the frontal lobe, or more specifically, the prefrontal cortex. Meditation builds 3 skills that I believe are pretty essential to lead a happy, productive, and meaningful life. Those being attention, self-awareness, and emotional regulation, all of which have been strongly associated with this specific region of the brain. A consistent meditation practice has literally been found in science to make this area in your brain bigger. The grey matter in your prefrontal cortex tends to increase when you do things like meditation because of the brain's capacity for neuroplasticity, which basically means the brain is plastic. It can change its structure as a result of experience. This matters because you can do the thing. You can build a meditation practice and literally change the physical structure of your brain so you can be better at paying attention, being self-aware, and regulating your emotions. But you might be thinking, Joel, why should I care about attention, self-awareness, and emotional regulation? They just sound like big waffly words that don't mean anything. Well, let's start with attention. What you pay attention to in life is incredibly important. In fact, I would go as far as to say that what you pay attention to is your life, because it's what you focus on, it's what you do, and that is your life. Your life is what you do and what you focus on. But the problem is, so many people nowadays have their attention completely scattered by multiple things that most of the time are bullshit. This puts our brain in a kind of broken, dysfunctional position. We're not designed to be thinking about thousands of things and paying attention to different people's lives that we don't even know. To do good work, be productive, and have a meaningful, satisfying life, you have to be able to focus on what's happening now. You have to be able to be in the present moment and pay attention to the things that you're doing and the things that you value. Studies have shown that the human attention span has decreased by like 30% in the last 20 years. That's crazy. And I think it's due to the influx of technology with all its sources of information trying to catch our attention and to monetize it. If your mind is constantly fragmented like a jigsaw puzzle with all the pieces scattered all over the place, how are you going to be able to put yourself and your life together and do good things? It's going to be bloody difficult. Meditation trains your brain to focus on one thing: your breath. And that might seem trivial and boring, but what it does is it trains the skill of focusing on one individual thing right now in the present moment. Honestly, the ability to pay attention to one individual thing with full focus makes you so valuable in today's world. You can train your prefrontal cortex to do this better and make yourself more valuable, and therefore get ahead. Next, we've got self-awareness, which is defined as our idea of our identity and our individuality in the world. Your self-awareness is basically your knowledge that you're a person, that you exist. When you focus simply on your breath, you cut out all the noise of your life, and all that's left with is the true version of you. Now, I'm not saying that you'll come to any crazy revelations while you're meditating, but what I am saying is it gets you used to feeling your true self, and it actually gives you a better indication of where you are in your life. When you pause, take a moment to reflect and be introspective, you'll gain some clarity on the kind of activities that make you feel good in your life and the kind of ones that don't. You'll be more able to pick up signs from the universe or your emotions or your life that you might be on the wrong path and doing the wrong things. And you might just gradually build up an idea of where you'd like to go, who you'd want to be. The best, biggest, most influential thoughts I've had on the direction I wanted to take my life in occurred when I was sat there with my eyes closed. Obviously, the focus of meditation is not to think, but if those big thoughts come because you've taken the time away from the noise of daily life, then that is a brilliant thing. That's a bonus. And lastly, there's emotional regulation. A metaphor that is often used is that our brain is like a rider on a horse. The horse represents the lower parts of our brain, the more primal structures like the limbic system and the brainstem, associated with instincts and survival and basic physiological processes. However, the rider represents the cortex, the higher order brain structures associated with the characteristics that we would consider human, like language, consciousness, rationality, stuff like that. When the horse is chilled out and your emotions are calm, it's a nice ride. You know, you're sat on that horse, you're looking around, he's clip-clopping on the road, scenery's nice, you're feeling calm, you're enjoying yourself, you're connecting with that animal. It's a beautiful time. Until there's a dog on the horizon. And the dog sees the horse, and the dog starts barking at the horse. And the horse doesn't like that. The horse kicks off. The horse starts to whinny. It throws you off. It runs off into the distance. You don't know where it's going. That's what happens when your emotions get hit. Anger, fear, jealousy, sadness hit you. Those deep brain structures are firing with those evolutionary instincts, making you feel powerful emotions. And that horse is gone. The rider, the you, the thinker, is left alone. It's stuck. It doesn't know what to do. And the hard thing is you can't get rid of the horse. You can't swap the horse for a car because cars don't exist in your brain. The deeper parts of our brain are what made us survive through millennia. So they're not going anywhere. But we can become a better rider, i.e. we can control our horse better. We can train them to not be scared when that dog starts barking. And that is done through meditation. We know that meditation changes the grey matter of the prefrontal cortex because we've been through that. But what it can also do is improve the way the brain regulates the signals of emotions that are sent from the lower, deeper parts, the horse in this case. This matters because when we have a powerful emotion in our life, take fear, for example, we have a better ability to notice that emotion, feel that emotion, and control how we respond. This will allow you to overcome your negative emotions more easily in your life. You'll be less scared of the world, less angry. You'll have a greater ability to commit to the things that you want to do, like work, study, or exercise, even if you desire to do something else. Now, these effects will not happen overnight. They'll happen over many nights. But what I would suggest is that you just spend 5 minutes a day with your eyes closed, focusing on your breathing. Because you can do that. You can find 5 minutes. And at first, your brain will be thinking constantly. And even to this day, after I've been doing it for like 2 years, my brain is always thinking. But you'll find that you'll start building those skills very slowly. And as long as every time a thought arises in your head, you notice it and eventually bring it back to the breath, you'll be doing bicep curls for the brain. Or more specifically, you'll be doing bicep curls for the grey matter of your prefrontal cortex. But that doesn't sound as catchy, does it? But if you'd like to see more about how psychology can improve your life, you can watch this video from me, as well as subscribing to my newsletter with the link in the description, where you'll receive an article a week about psychology or personal development. But with that said, thanks for watching, go and meditate, and I'll see you next time.